Okay. Hello, my friend Michelle. How are you? Trying to moisturize my hands before I get started. Hello, hello, good evening. Oh, goodness. I have this weird itch. I apologize in advance if I start sneezing. My nose feels a little itchy. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Happy Wednesday. If you're watching this live, I hope you're having a fabulous midweek. For us, we're 2 days away from the holiday break, and we're like over the moon excited that there are only two more sleeps. So please do say hello if you're watching live or if you're watching the replay. Please do indicate that in the comments. I always love to know who's watching. And I'll introduce myself for those that are watching for the first time. My name is Zara Premji. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Markham, Ontario, Canada. And basically, that's just a fancy way of saying that I love paper crafting and card making, and I use Stampin' Up! Supplies to make it, and everything that I use is available for purchase in the online store if you so wish. But really, more than anything, my purpose for being on here during my Facebook Lives is to just share the joy of paper crafting and to hopefully inspire you with some ideas that you can replicate to be able to make your own cute crafts. I'll tell you a little bit about my story and how I got started with card making and stamping because I haven't told it in a while, but I was reminded of the importance of sometimes sharing that because I think people sometimes don't necessarily realize kind of where I started and what happened in between and where I am now. So I promise it won't be a long, long story, but 8.5 years ago and almost 9 years ago, I was invited to a stamping workshop, and I was just like a super busy, tired working mom. And I had no idea what it was that I was going to be quite honest. I had no idea what stamping was or Stampin' Up! Was. I just knew I needed a night out. Can anybody relate to that feeling? And so I went to this party not expecting anything fun. I was just like, again, I just wanted to avoid bedtime, bath time, dinner time, all of it. And when the demonstrator showed us how to make these cards, I was still feeling a little apprehensive. I'm like, well, I'm not really actually that creative. I've never done this before. My cards are not going to be that good, and told myself all those stories. Well, when I actually put the cards together, it didn't actually matter what it looked like. It was just really exciting to know that I had made it. So I felt very accomplished and really proud of what I made. And I had actually made 4 holiday cards. It was the first time I stamped, I made 4 holiday cards, and I actually didn't want to give them away. I was so proud of them. So fast forward a little bit, I had done a couple of classes. I just really wanted to invite my friends to join me in the fun. And what I realized at that time was that I really loved sharing paper crafting with others. It's a fun thing to do on your own, but it's so much more fun when you do it with others. And then, of course, the pandemic happened, and I couldn't do it in person with friends. So now I do it on Facebook Live. So, welcome everybody. That's my sort of like Coles Notes story. If any of you know what Coles Notes is, then I don't necessarily feel as old as I might be. Yeah, so I'm here, and I'm going to be showing you how to make 3 really cute gift card holders. Just going to stop and read the comments for a second. Thank you for the compliments about my hat. There's a story behind this. We had a department meeting at work, and we were told to wear something festive. And because we're all on Zoom, the clothing doesn't always show. So many of us wore hats. And so this is the one I had on, and then I had hat head, so I wasn't about to take it off. And you know what? I'm making Christmas gift card holders, so I should be festive, right? So thank you so much for the compliments. Thank you, Jamie. Hello, hello. Hi, Heather. Oh, thank you, Margaret Ann. Merry Christmas to you and your family as well. Yes, hello, Kathleen. Michelle is super excited. 2 more sleeps till the holidays. So I'm not going to chat too much today because I'm making 3 projects. I don't normally make 3 projects, but I'm going to show you 3 quick and easy gift card holders. Now, I don't know about you, but I tend to give a lot of gift cards at this time of year. For my kids' teachers, I have a hard time kind of figuring out what to buy for them, and I don't want to end up giving them something that they're not going to like. So gift cards for me are the way to go. My kids love them. Um, Sometimes we do them for other family members, friends, that sort of thing. So you can always get those little sleeves in the stores that you buy them from. I mean, usually like Starbucks and Indigo and those places will have their own sleeves that you can use. But why do that when you can make your own gift card holders that are just like that much more cute? So these are like Pinterest worthy. They are going to have like a wow factor, but trust me when I tell you that they are super easy and quick to make. So I'm going to flip the camera down. I am using products from our holiday mini catalog. Now, this is actually going to be the catalog period ends on January 3rd, I believe. Now, we have our last chance list up. So there are many products in here that have already sold out. And then there are products that are only going to be available until January 3rd. Some of the products are actually on sale. So I encourage you, if there are things that you want to get, there's no guarantee that it'll be here before Christmas, but if there are things that you want to get for next Christmas or products in here that are not necessarily holiday themed that you can use year round, you're definitely going to want to check it out. I'm going to be using all products from the holiday catalog. And really, I encourage you as you're watching the projects unfold to not tell yourself that just because you don't have what I'm using that you can't necessarily make the projects. If you don't have what I have, use what you have on hand to be able to create something similar. Okay, so I just want to inspire you to create. Hello, Sandra. So I just want to inspire you to create. For those of you that need gift card holders, you may be inspired by one or two or all three of the projects. And I also want to emphasize that these are good for year round. So you can completely adapt these to make them birthday gift card holders, or if you have a graduate in your household, or you're going to, I don't know, a wedding or a birthday party, or just want to give a thank you to somebody, like the list goes on, but you can completely adapt these and make it whatever you want. So I'm just going to flip the camera down, and please do keep the conversation going and tell me, do you give out gift cards at Christmas time? Do you give gift cards to anyone in your life around this time of year? I would love to know. So give me a second while I flip this down. See if we can get this adjusted fairly smoothly. Okay. That's not too bad. Just give me one more second. Sorry for all the shaking and moving around. There we go. Okay. Let me move this up, and I will try and stay within this grid paper. So I can see comments on my computer, so please do continue commenting. Betty is saying she does give out gift cards. That's good. I think that in the last, I don't know, 5 to 10 years, I would say gift cards have become far more popular as gifts, and especially with, you know, in Canada and in Ontario, our numbers are rising again, our COVID numbers, because of the new variant. And so I tend to not want to go into a lot of stores or into the malls where it's super busy right now. And so, excuse me, so gift cards are kind of a quick and easy solution for that. So there's so many reasons to give out gift cards, and I don't think that they're impersonal at all. So I know some people think that it's not really personal, but maybe I'm just not the best gift purchaser. But I find like when I'm buying for, you know, my kids or my husband, they're always kind of like, oh, maybe I'll exchange that for something. So I'm feeling like gift cards are the way to go. All right, so I'm going to show you 3 different gift cards that you can make, gift card holders. And I realized that I forgot to bring down some actual gift cards to put in the gift card holders. So let me just, I had one here earlier. I did some shopping this morning. Hang on one sec. I'm actually rummaging through my recycling bin. Okay, I've got one here. So let me start with the first one here. Now this one is a, you like my headgear? Thank you, Arlene. This is one that's actually, I find one of my most favorite gift card holders to make. This layout is quite easy to do, and then it also is the same size as a regular card. So it's kind of a gift card holder. And so you can fit this into one of our regular envelopes. So I'm going to show you how to make this one first. And you can actually get 2 of these gift cards from one sheet of cardstock. Okay, so 2 gift cards from gift card holders, I should say, from one sheet of cardstock. Hello, Keisha. Hello. Okay, so I have measurements here. Now, you may want to, if you're watching the replay, you can certainly pause and jot down measurements. If you want to take a screenshot, you can do that. And I will, if you also need the measurements, you can't catch them in the video, then just direct message me and I will send them to you. Okay. So you're going to take your card base and you're going to score it at 2.5. So you can use your paper trimmer for this. So if you have a paper trimmer that has a scoring blade, you can do that. If you don't have that, then you can use, we have a scoring tool, which you can actually use a stylus and score it. And then if you don't have that, you can even do kind of like an old school method where you just use a ruler and you measure out 2.5 inches and then just use something to kind of create a line or some sort of a groove in there that'll just be a guide for you. Okay, so you're going to score it at 2.5 inches and 5.5 inches. Okay, so we're going to do that. So when you fold it, it's the size of a regular card. Okay, and then we'll do away with the trimmer for now. And then I've got 3 pieces of designer series paper. It started out as a 4x6 piece, okay, and then I cut it down to 4 by 2 3/4, 4 by 2 1/4, and 4 by 1 inch. Okay, so I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm going to burnish on these score lines. I'm just going to make them a little more crisp. And then let me do the same thing with this one here. Okay, and so I've got this piece of basic white, and I'm just going to use my liquid glue to glue it into the inside of the card. Okay, so I'm going to put that, and let's hope the liquid glue doesn't get all gummed up during the live, because that's been happening a lot lately. Okay, so I'm going to stick that down, and I'm going to take this first piece of designer series paper that's the smallest, the one that measures 1 by 4, and I'm going to just line that up with the edge here. Okay, so that's that. Whoops. And then I've got 2 pieces left, so I'm going to take the smaller of the 2 that are left, and I'm going to stick that on this inner flap here. I'm going to do that. You won't even believe how fast this gift card holder will come together. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry. I do want to actually punch a little finger notch here, but I'm going to let that dry a little. And I'm going to take this largest piece here. This designer series paper is called Heartwarming Hugs. And it was actually one that was in our holiday catalog last year and carried over to this year. And I don't know if I've used it even once this holiday season. So I felt like it was time to give it a little bit of attention and love. And so I've pulled it out. And this pattern here with the checked pattern is my favorite. So, all right, so we're going to work on this piece here. So I've got this piece of real red cardstock. This measures 2 3/4 by 4 inches. And then this one here measures 2.5 by 3 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to start by just doing a little bit of stamping. And for this one, I'm using the Merriest Moments stamp set. And I'm going to use these 2 stamps here. And I'm going to use my Mossy Meadow ink. So in this designer series paper, there are a few different colors, one of which is Mossy Meadow. And so I decided to use that as my sentiment color. So I'm just going to ink this up. It says, "A joyful Christmas to you and yours." This stamp set, this bundle, is one that I also didn't give enough love to. Pardon my head. Or I should say my hat, my antlers. And then I'm going to take this sprig here and I'm just going to stamp that like that. And then maybe one like that. Okay, so we've got kind of our Mossy Meadow ink stamping done. Now I, ahead of time, cut out, there they are. I stamped and die cut these poinsettias. just in the interest of time, because I'm going to be doing 3 different projects, I didn't want you to fall asleep. So I decided to do this in advance, but if in case you are not familiar with how this was done, I used the 2 stamps from here, the poinsettias, and then I used the dies that coordinate with this set, which are called the Merriest Frames dies. And I just used the 2 corresponding die cuts and ran it through my cut and emboss machine, and easy peasy lemon squeezy, it was all done super quickly. So I'm just going to use glue dots to layer these 2 poinsettias. And then I was thinking about using dimensionals, which I think I will do. I did it on my original. Pardon my voice. I do sound, I either sound really tired or I sound like I'm getting sick. I don't know if it sounds that way to you guys, but to me, I feel like I sound hoarse. Yeah, I sound hoarse. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, I'm going to take this layer now and I'm going to stick this down onto my real red layer there. Okay, so now I'm going to let this dry and I'm going to take out my 1-inch circle punch. Now this is a punch that Stampin' Up! Had retired. And so we have our layering circles dies, which also have a small circle in them. So you can use that, or you could just use anything you have. So if you have our ice cream builder punch, or if you have our snowman builder punch, you can actually use those to create a little semicircle as well. So now I'm just going to punch that out. And I'm going to use tear and tape. So when you're doing gift card holders, I would suggest using a more heavy duty adhesive. So I'm using tear and tape. You can also use liquid glue. You can use our Stampin' Seal Plus, and you're just going to put whatever adhesive you use along the edge here. Okay. I think I might be a little low on the screen, so sorry about that. And just going to tear that. So I love our tear and tape. We used to have, oh my goodness, what was that other adhesive called? The red tape sticky strip, but you had to cut it with scissors. And so I just found that it was a bit of a nuisance for me because I like to do kind of quick and easy things and things that are not too kind of fussy. So hold on, there's a little something, a little bit of guck stuck in this tape here. I don't know what it is. So when Stampin' Up! Came out with the tear and tape, I was overjoyed because I love how quick and easy it is to use. So there we go. So we've got kind of the makings of our gift card holder. Now, I love quick and easy projects. So as a busy mom and a working mom, I feel like I'm always starved for time. And so things that are quick and easy for me are totally my jam. So I like something that I can kind of hammer out a bunch of in a short amount of time. And this gift card holder for me is one of those. So I'm just going to, I want to stick down this layer here, but I don't want to put any glue on this part of the layer. Okay, so you just want to kind of eyeball that and just go kind of halfway and just put your adhesive on that side. And then you can just, again, eyeball it and stick it down onto, whoops, almost messed that up. Okay, so you can just stick that down onto here. I'm not seeing any comments. I'm really hoping that maybe you guys are just all watching intently, but if you can just show me a comment so that I know that stuff is working, that would make me so happy. So I'm just looking for my embellishments now. I had used the Wonderful Gems on my original, and here they are. Okay, watching intently. Okay, good. That's all that matters. As long as nothing is frozen on my phone, makes me happy. Okay, so I'm using the Wonderful Gems. I love that they have some sparkle to them. These are also something that they were an embellishment that returned from our last year's holiday catalog. And I love them. I love that there are 2 colors, and I love that they have glitter in them. Okay, so they're a really awesome embellishment, not just for Christmas time, but for any time of year. Okay, so tell me, this is the gift card holder, and I do have a gift card here. So let me show you. This is a Lululemon gift card. I did a little bit of shopping this morning, and I had gotten this gift card for my birthday 2 years ago and finally used it today. So there you go. It fits a standard gift card. Obviously, if you have a bigger gift card, you would have to adjust the measurements so that it would fit. But that is essentially gift card number one. So tell me, oh, I'm seeing all the comments now. Watching intently, folding laundry while watching makes laundry much better. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm seeing all the hearts. Thank you, everyone. I'm so glad that you like them. I would love to know if you plan to make these gift card holders, because that would just make my night to know that you felt like it was easy enough and pretty enough for you to replicate. So really, really easy. And like I said, you can get two from one sheet of cardstock, which to me is just awesome. So let's move on to gift card number two. And what you'll see with gift card number two is that you can actually change any card into a gift card. So when you look at this card here, which I have forgotten to embellish, it looks like just kind of an average card, right? It's top folding. When you open it up, you see that there is an indigo gift card, which I forgot to glue the bottom, obviously. So I'll show you how to do this properly, but you can fit a gift card in here. And I've just used the tailor-made tag punch. This was inspired by Julie DiMatteo, who mentioned that she was inspired by Jackie Bullheis. So it's a really cool idea to use your tailored tag punch? And you can actually do this with other punches as well. So any punch that has kind of a similar width, as long as it's wider than the narrower part of the gift card, you can absolutely do the same thing with that. So don't feel like just because you don't have this specific punch that you can't do the gift card. Again, I encourage you to think about how you can use what you have to be able to make the cards. So I'm going to show you a fun little trick. I am using the Whimsy and Wonder Designer Series paper. And because I'm a lazy stamper, I shouldn't call myself lazy. I'm actually not lazy. I like to save time when I'm making projects. One thing that I love doing is cutting multiple sheets of paper with one pass through the cut and emboss machine. So with our designer series paper, even though this is a specialty one, I can use my layering circle die and put all three pieces together and then run it through, and it will cut through all three layers. So let me show you how I did that. Yes, work smarter, not harder. It's not being lazy, it's working smarter. I'm all about that. And I think, again, just being a busy mom and having kids and having a job and, other commitments. I mean, we all have commitments. I feel like why spend the time, doing some of those smaller tasks when you can spend that time making more cards or gift card holders. So I'm just running this through 3 times, just for good measure. And then I'm going to pull these out, and I've got my 3 circles done. Now, if you're using regular cardstock, I would say you probably can only do 2 layers at the most, and that also depends on which die you're using. So not all of our dies will cut through that way, but you can certainly do that with the circles. Okay. Yes, Sharon, I am a time-efficient stamper. I love all of the wonderful synonyms you guys are using for my lazy. So I'm taking just again a regular sheet of cardstock. I'm actually using the thick basic white, and I've used half a sheet, so it measures 4 1/4 by 11, and I'm just scoring that down the middle to create yet another card. So I hope that this kind of gives you the idea that you might have made a bunch of Christmas cards already and then realized that you need to give somebody a gift card. And so you can adapt the cards that you've already made and turn them into gift cards, which I think is just fabulous. So I'm taking a layer of basic white that I used. I embossed using the Tasteful Textile embossing folder. And I'm just layering this onto a piece of Misty Moonlight or blue cardstock. Again, Just improvise with what you have if you don't have these colors or this paper. Whoops. Let me just try and straighten that out a little bit. Okay, and then I'm just going to stick this onto the front of my card. So far, my Tombow is being good to me. I might have just jinxed myself. Okay, so now that is stuck down. So with my 3 circles, I am just going to stick them onto my card like so. Okay, so you can dry fit it first to just see where you want them to be. I think I might want them a little bit more spaced out, but still overlapping. This layout kind of gives me, reminds me of Venn diagrams. So I I don't know why I always struggled with Venn diagrams. And my daughter is doing a math program, and every time she has a Venn diagram question, I'm like, ask your brother or ask your dad because I don't know, they just confuse me. Any math teachers out there? Probably shouldn't be disclosing that. But yeah, Venn diagrams, not my strength. That's why I stick to card making. Okay. I'm getting a little kooky. I think I just need sleep. All right, here we go. So third circle, and just make sure that it's oriented upright because this has little trees on it. So you're going to want to see. So these are the 3 different patterns that I used. You can, again, do this with anything, right? You can do this with any papers you have. It's a very simple and easy layout that can easily be adapted. And if you don't have circles, don't use circles. Like, honestly, just use what you have. And even if you don't have circles, use you can use a champagne glass and trace and cut it out in a circle, right? So you can MacGyver it any which way you'd like. I think I might have just dated myself again. All right. Okay, so we've got some twine here. I'm using just basic white twine. And okay. Yes, Sharon, I am a liquid glue fan. In fact, someone on our team messaged me today. I think she might even be watching. Do I have any extra liquid glue? And I can't seem to find any, although I do have a couple of shipments that that have arrived that I haven't opened yet. So, okay, here we go. So I am just going to stick down my sentiment. I heat emboss this in advance, again, in the interest of time. You don't have to heat emboss. I used the Christmas to Remember stamp set because I just knew that I wanted kind of a narrow sentiment. And I just cut it with my paper trimmer. So nothing fancy here. Okay, hold on. That looks crooked to me. Okay, here we go. So before I forget to do it this time, I'm going to embellish the front of this, and we haven't even done the gift card holder part yet. This is going to get even more exciting. So just going to do 3. Oh, I don't know where I want to put this one. Maybe this is going to go right. I guess it could go on the DSP, right? On the designer series paper. So that's the front of our card. Let's work on the gift card piece. That's a really good question. Elizabeth is asking, will putting too many sheets of paper dull the die faster? I can't say for sure. It's not something that I do often, but I've had these dies for a really long time, and I've definitely cut through 2 sheets of cardstock with them and haven't had any issues. So I'm gonna say no, but don't quote me on it. So here's what I'm doing. I'm taking my tailored tag punch. I'm centering it kind of left to right, and I'm also bringing the paper, the cardstock down as far as it'll go. And then I'm punching that out. So you can save this and use it for a sentiment piece, right? So don't waste it. And then I'm going to take another sentiment from the Christmas to Remember stamp set, and I'm going to grab my Misty Moonlight ink and stamp the sentiment. Now, word to the wise, you're going to want to stamp your sentiment high up on the inside of the card, like as close to the top as you can, because once you put your gift card in, especially if you're putting it in this way, it's going to take up some length here. Okay, so you want to make sure that you have your sentiment up a little higher. And in fact, you don't even need to stamp a sentiment on the inside if you don't want, but it will certainly help with showing whatever's there. So when you are going to stick this in, you're going to want to put a thin, oh, see, I jinxed it. Hang on. Come on, Tombo. There we go. Okay. All right. Thin bead of glue at the bottom. And then along the sides, you can go to town. But at the bottom, you just want it kind of a thin line, okay? My hands are a little shaky, so I think I did okay there. And then just line it up with one edge so that you know it's fairly straight. And then stick it down. Just hold it there for a moment or two. Oh, Peggy. I was wondering if anyone would catch that. So Peggy is referring to my suggestion that you use a glass, and I had specified a champagne glass to do your circles. And that was actually intentional because I don't know about you, but the glasses we have at home, the mouth of them are really wide, so you wouldn't be able to get them this size. Yet a champagne flute, on the other hand, is the perfect size. And then you can drink champagne after you finish making all your gift cards to celebrate. Oh, goodness. That's funny that you caught me on that one. Okay. So I'm just taking my indigo gift card and I'm just going to, I don't know if you have indigo in the States. I think in the States, it's like you have Barnes and Noble and all of that. Indigo, I guess, is a Canadian. I could be wrong, but I think it's Canadian. So anyway, this is a gift card holder that's done. All right. And you can, of course, trim your twine so that it's a good length, and away you go. So simple, so easy, such a nice way to dress up a gift card and give it to somebody. So I'll leave that there for a moment while I just tidy myself up a little bit because it's a little bit of a hot mess happening here. So the third gift card holder that I'm going to show you is it's not a card gift card holder, it's an actual pocket gift card holder. So it's going to be a little different from the first two. The sizing will be different as well, but again, still super cute and easy. And what's great about this one is you can actually make three, not one, not two, but three from one sheet of cardstock, okay, the way that it's measured out. Again, this was inspired, I had this on my Pinterest board. I believe her name is Cheryl Hamilton, and I think she's from Hawaii. I could be wrong, but originally inspired by her. And then I've seen a number of other demonstrators do a similar pocket gift card. So this is going to be fun and super easy, and I will show it to you. You like this one too, Dawn? I'm happy to hear that. Okay, I have to say, I really love the colors on here. So this Whimsy and Wonder Designer Series paper has kind of captured my heart. A, because it has pink, and B, because I just find all the colors and designs just super appealing to the eye. Okay, so here is the third gift card holder, and this one is, again, product from the holiday catalog. The designer series paper is the Painted Christmas, and I'm just going to take you through it and show you how easy it is to do. So for this one, you need a piece of cardstock that is 8.5 by 3.25 inches. Okay, so you can get 3 of them from one sheet of cardstock, and you're going to score at 2.25 inches from both sides. So I'm going to do 2.25 from the top, and then 2.25, I guess, from the bottom. Okay, right now they're the same distance from either side, so you can just pick which side is going to be top and bottom, and just burnish on the score lines. Okay, and I'm going to take my corner rounder punch, or it's the detailed trio punch, and I'm just going to round the corners on one side. Again, this is an optional step. You don't have to do this. It just adds a little bit of a finished look, but I don't I wouldn't stress if you don't have it. Hold on, let me make sure I'm actually doing this right. I wouldn't stress if you don't have it because even with the corners, it'll still look good. And you know what? If you have your champagne glass out, you could you could draw the rounded edge and just cut it with scissors. So, okay, so this part here is going to go on this flap. So I'm going to round the corners on this one. Okay. And then the other one is just going to stay pointy. Um, which punch? Is this gone? Is this punch gone? Is that what you're saying to me, Sandra? Sure, Natalie. You know what? I'll send them to you. I don't always remember to post them. I was thinking about creating a project sheet to send out to anyone that's on my mailing list. So I might do that. And Natalie, I believe you're on there, so you will get them. But I will send them to you as well, just so that in case it takes me a little bit longer to get the project sheet done, you'll have them. Okay, so here we go. So I'm just sticking down my designer series paper onto the two flaps. And I should mention the designer series paper is 2 inches by 3 inches. Okay, so 3 inches wide, 3 inches long, 2 inches wide. And if you have a direction to your pattern, you're going to want to make sure you cut it in a landscape orientation. Okay, because the direction will matter. But if it doesn't have any sort of direction to it, then it doesn't matter. You don't have to stress. So I'm using my tear and tape again and just putting a little bit on either side. And just going to press that down a little bit. And where did my take your pick tool go? I honestly love this tool so much. I use it so often. If you have a crafter in your life, and you need like, a stocking stuffer, although I think we might be past the holiday cutoff. But if you, just wanted to do kind of a fun little gift for somebody, I would say that the take your pick tool is definitely one to consider because I think every crafter needs it in their life. Okay, I'm gonna have to check now, Sandra. I feel like it's there. I could be wrong. I'm trying to see if I have a catalog close by to look, an annual catalog that is. I hope that it's still available. Let me see. Now I need to know. We're going to check, friends. Pardon the interruption. I'm just taking a little commercial break. It is here. You know what? It's a little confusing, Sandra. It's on page 150. It's a little confusing because of the way that they show it in the catalog. They're just kind of showing the different punches that it'll do. So the corner and then the sort of detailed corner and then this little hole here for creating tags. So we do have it. Didn't want to alarm anyone. Okay, so now we've got our gift card holder. The kind of structure of it is made. And now let's go ahead and decorate. So I'm going to take this Evening Evergreen. It's called Evening Evergreen chevron weave ribbon. And I'm going to cut a long piece of it because I don't actually know how long I need it, but I just don't want to be stuck with not enough. Okay. You're very welcome. You're most welcome. And it is a good one to have for sure. Okay, so I'm taking my ribbon. And here's a fun little trick that I learned from Julie DiMatteo. So she takes her self-opening tweezers and then just clips it like that to hold that knot in place. And you just pull it taut. And then the end that's pointing downwards, start by making your loop. And then take the other one and wrap it through and just kind of guide it. So, oh, I just cut barely enough ribbon. It wasn't too long after all. Look at that, no waste whatsoever. So good. And we can just fluff up the loops a little bit. Okay, there we go. So that is done. And all we need to do now is add our sentiment. So the sentiment that I used is from the Whimsical Trees, another favorite of mine. So this sentiment here, may the love of the season warm your home and fill your heart, was a really good fit. And I used the scalloped contours dies and just going to poke out these little bits here. I like that it's got this border with the holes around it. I thought that was super cute. Super cute. Thank you, Margaret Ann. I appreciate you checking. I was having a little bit of a panic attack there. Because to be honest, I think I ordered it when it first came out and I hadn't actually looked for it. So here we go. So now I've got my sentiment down and it can still open. Whoever is the receiver can still open the bow and take out the gift card and still kind of leave the gift card holder intact. So that's it, my friends. Tell me in the comments, did you like these? Do you feel like they would be easy to reproduce? And I would love to know, I mean, are you going to do all three of them, or do you have a preference for one in particular? Let me move these down here. Okay, so I'll just recap the three that we did. So for those of you that might have joined a bit late, you can go back and catch the beginning. We made three different quick and easy gift card holders. The first two, you can actually get two out of one sheet of cardstock, and they're pretty fast and easy. I did all three of them in under an hour, which I think is quite an accomplishment. So this one here has the little pocket inside, and you can slip the gift card in. You can also stamp a sentiment here and have room for your message, and you can fit this into one of our regular envelopes. I used the clear envelopes for mine, so it's nice because you have a little bit of shine to it, and then people can see what's coming. This next one here is a standard card, but you can convert. Let me show this one. Actually, I'm going to take this gift card out of here just to show you how this one works. So this is a standard card, which you can then convert to a gift card holder by simply taking another sheet of white cardstock and punching an opening. And there you go. You can tuck a gift card in there. And then the last one here is this little pocket gift card holder wrapped with some ribbon and a little sentiment. Super easy. Doesn't use a ton of cardstock or designer series paper. So tell me, which ones do you love? And is there one? Oh, okay. Natalie's saying, love them all, but the last one is probably your fave. Natalie's saying, we'll love to do all three. Oh, thank you, Natalie. That's so kind of you to say. Gunjan's saying she's going to definitely watch the replay and try them. Margaret Ann loved all three. You give gift cards often, so you're going to make all of them. Awesome. That's so good to hear. And Sonia thinks that they would be easy to make. And Peggy, thanks for sharing. I enjoyed watching. We'll definitely try the champagne glass for your circle. Tell me how it goes, okay? If you do it, I would love to see how they turn out. And cheers to you if you decide to use those champagne glasses for something else. Maureen saying she loves the poinsettias. Oh, thank you. This is a bundle I did not use often enough. I really should have used it more. Thank you, Shelley. Thanks, Elizabeth. Oh, I'm glad that you guys like them. You guys are so awesome. I really love hanging out with everybody here on Wednesday evening. So I appreciate you taking the time to join me. I appreciate you being part of my community and for all your ongoing support and engagement. It really means a lot to me. So I hope you guys all have a great rest of the week. For those of you that have kids finishing off school this week, or if you yourself are a teacher, I just wish you all the best. I know it's kind of a crazy time in schools right now as everything's trying to get wrapped up and, you know, the unknown of what will happen after the holidays. So wishing you all well, and I hope that you have a great evening. Gail, I just see you commented. You need to actually message me your address. I don't know if you watched Sunday's live, but you actually won the card. So I would love to put it in the mail for you. And so just send me a private message with your address, please, and I will get that in the mail to you. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great night, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.